Hey there guys, welcome back to X-Ray Taco Productions. Now, I have not done a movie review in quite a while, so I figured it's summer. Let's review some of the summer movies that have come out, that I have actually seen. Now, to start this series off, I want to start with the movie that I just saw last night, Terminator Genisys. Well, this was an odd film. I loved parts of it, I hated parts of it, altogether. Basically, this is a movie that... This is an odd series because it tries to continuously erase what happened in the previous films a little bit. A trend that kind of started with Terminator 2 is saying, well, what happened didn't work, we're going to recut it, we got another sequel. Terminator 2 is a fantastic film. The third film, which also kind of sort of followed the same trend, but made it more cartoony, didn't work. Well, that film is not the most beloved of movies by the series standards. It is certainly... It has some good points. The last scene is probably the best in the movie. But whatever. A television series spawned off that was supposed to be basically a rewriting of the third film and something of a sequel to the second film. But that series ended and... was later replaced with another movie, Terminator Salvation, which again rewrote the history of the show, quite possibly making most of the events of the third film still relevant. Well, this movie kind of erases all that again, but kind of makes the first Terminator movie have happened, but it didn't. The second Terminator movie probably didn't happen. The third pieces of the third one might have happened. Salvation doesn't exist, and the show is non-existent. And that's the first 5 fucking minutes of this movie. This is a convoluted, extremely frustrating movie if you're trying to make it one linear type of story. We have parallel universes, alternate universes. We have lots and lots of holy crap, what actually happened and what didn't type of crap. Let's talk about the biggest jarring moment in the entire series. This is like the scene from Jurassic Park 3 where the raptor says, "Alan, it's that bad." It just comes out of nowhere and it feels like it belongs in a completely different movie. I'm of course talking about the moment when the characters get arrested and the theme song The Cops plays. The scene alone would have been fine as a tiny bit of humor, the way the series tends to go. But this is just like, whoa, did somebody put in a different movie all of a sudden? What the fuck just happened? And another poor decision was to cast Matt Smith, aka The Doctor, as one of your main villains. When this happens fairly early in the beginning when you first see him, I thought, okay, you saw Matt Smith, and I'm like, alright, well, it's a fun time travel-y wink to the audience. And then, the plot keeps going, and you still kind of sort of see him in the background. I'm like, alright, well, maybe he's just there for this be the scene. Then, the character literally turns his eye to the audience, and I'm like, okay, you're kind of overstaying your welcome a little bit here, reference. And then he kills John Connor, and it's like, okay, that was weird. Alright. And he winds up being the basis of Skynet, which in the last film was kind of... It kind of works the same way it did in Salvation, Skynet, where it's a living computer that can look like anybody, sort of, but it looks like the Doctor. I mean, the character itself is a good idea, but choosing such a famous actor from such a famous science fiction program about time travel in a movie about time travel just isn't a good idea. It's it sticks out like a sore thumb, and it really shouldn't. But that was all the bad. Alright, well, one more piece of bad thing. The trailers, man, whoever the hell edited the trailers needs to understand, and that's a recurring problem this summer, I've noticed. We need to show less is more with trailers. Alright? Look at the trailers of Cloverfield, of Super 8, of... look at trailers like that show you virtually nothing. They leave what's happening, what the thing is that's causing whatever the big problem is, a secret. And those films turn out to be pretty damn popular. And they make you want to know what the thing is, what's happening in the movie. The trailers were... The second Terminator trailer completely ruins the big surprise of the series that even the later TV trailers wind up saying. It's where it's like, oh, you'll never see this twist coming. It's like, dude, you literally showed it to us in the trailer. Alright, John Connor is the Terminator. Would have been a great secret, but they gave it right to us. It's tough. It's tough wanting to be nice to a movie that itself is making such stupid decisions. But that was the bad. Now let's get to the good. There is lots and lots of action in this movie, and it's really well done. Alright, there were a lot of, fan winky moments, a lot of recreated scenes from the first two Terminator films that it's brought here, and it's really, really well done. You know exactly when a moment is being recreated in the film, and it's pretty fun to see. The T-1000, as much as it's in the movie, is really, once again, really cool, is a really cool villain. And is still a visual astonishment. John Connor actually was a pretty damn good villain. It's just, we knew before we came into the show. The young Sarah Connor is a very spunky, very Terminator 2 John Connor-ish type of character, who instead of being the weak waitress from the original film, or being the battle-hardened, one of the greatest female characters in the entire series, or the entire cinema, she is something of an adult version of John Connor from T2. Whereas a Terminator was sent back to kill her when she was way young. A Terminator came in and befriended her. And imagine a Terminator. Imagine the love and humanity of the Terminator from T2 that's been allowed to live for 30, 40, 50, 60 years and just keep growing. And it's really good. And that's another thing about this movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger is, once again, the Terminator. In a fantastic version of the Terminator. He feels like he has grown with the series. His somewhat tongue-in-cheek sense of humor is back, and it's better. He feels much less self-aware than he did in Terminator 3, and he's not just a CGI head over a body like he was in Terminator Salvation. Kyle Reese is pretty good. He felt like he was kind of the conduit character, where he's just kind of in to let us, he's the audience kind of a thing, which was just fine by me. Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, the action is really good. It's just, to get there it's kind of, trying to describe the plot to somebody will be nearly impossible without sounding like you're rambling on or being a complete idiot. But I give this movie kind of a C+. I did enjoy it. I went to go see it on a night after work. I thought it was pretty good, but as an intelligent sequel to the series, it really doesn't work. Alright. Well, I think that's just about it. I've killed about 9 minutes of your time. Thanks for watching. Bye.